Hey friends, welcome to Camille's Country Corner. I am Camille, and on today's episode we will be we'll be canning tomatoes. And it is the end of the season for tomatoes for me, and I'm going to can up what I have left from the season. And I did go to the farmer's market for the last one of the season, and I bought some tomatoes. So we're going to go ahead and can the tomatoes, and I'm going to show you the process. All right, if you haven't yet, hit subscribe. Definitely hit that like button. Let's get started. For canning tomatoes, all you need is tomatoes, any variety that you choose. I am using several pounds of tomatoes today, and I'm going to be using pint jars to can them in. And I already have the water started, so let's go ahead and I'll show you how to get the skins off of the tomatoes. Okay, I'm not sure how many pounds of tomatoes I have here. Several. So we're just gonna do them until I run out of tomatoes. So I have my water up to a boiling. It's just water, nothing else. And I am going to submerge without the tops on the tomatoes. I thought I got them all. We're going to go ahead and throw some in here, not too many because it doesn't take very long. About anywhere from 30 seconds to maybe 2 minutes to get the skins will start to blister, and it will be easier to get the skins off. So we're not cooking the tomatoes, but we are blanching them so the skins will come off. And it's already started to happen with some of these, so we're just going to give them another minute. This is the fun part. We're just watching a pot boil. In the meantime, I have my canner halfway full with water. I need to get this up to a boil, so by the time I get my tomatoes in their jars and ready to go, the canner should be ready, because we are going to we need that to boil and then start our timer. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's go ahead and pull these tomatoes out and go ahead and get our next batch in. Well, not all of them are blistering yet. These are beautiful tomatoes. I got these at the farmer's market. Literally, I got these big 6 huge tomatoes for $1 a piece. I thought that was a pretty good price, actually. They were not quite ripe, so they've been sitting on my counter for about a week. And it was the end of the season for the farmer's market, so I think I'm the one that got the deal on these. I wish I had picked up a lot more, because my tomatoes, I didn't get a lot to can from my tomatoes this year. All right, let's go ahead and toss the rest of these. These are all from my garden. These are the Romas from my garden. These should only take about a minute. All right, I'm going to continue to do this, and then I'll show you the next step. All right, so the next step is we are going to pull off all of the skins. Now, I think I was supposed to plunge these in some ice water to stop the cooking process. I did not do that, so perhaps I should do that now. Hold on, let me get some ice. Okay, now that I have plunged them in ice water, it's going to make this so much easier. All right, with the Romas, I'm not going to cut them down. I am just going to feed them into the jars. Just going to peel the skins off. See, it's that easy. I want you to be able to see me filling my jar with aromas. And I'm just peeling the skins completely off. Let me grab some of those bigger tomatoes. Let's get these out of the water. Okay. All right, let me grab those big tomatoes, plunge them into the ice water as well. Well, as much as I could. All right, I just want to be able to show you how easy these come off and how quickly I can fill these jars up with these great big tomatoes. So with the bigger tomatoes, I do want to cut them down a little bit, and I want to take like some of that core out in the middle. All right, so literally what I'm doing is I am shoving the tomatoes. Let's get some of these skins off. Okay, so that is exactly what I want. So we're going to leave right up to this point. And that's how much tomatoes. We don't need to add salt or anything else to our tomatoes because tomatoes have enough acid in them. So once I have all my jars filled, I will show you the next step. Okay, now that all our jars are full, I got 5 out of it. So you just need to wipe the tops off. Make sure, even before you start, you should run your fingers along the top just to make sure there's no chips in your jars. So you just want to wipe the tops off and the sides. Now, like this one, my jar is not completely full. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get just a smidge of water to bring it up to the top. All right, I had sterilized these jars before I started, literally just washed them with soap and water, along with the tops, which this top looks like it is defective. So that is a defective top right there. So we're not going to use that one. Okay, we're just going to look at all of the tops, make sure that they're good to go. You can also sterilize your jars in the dishwasher. Just run it through. Now we don't want to twist these tight. We're just going to lightly twist them shut. And I'm still waiting for my water to come up, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop these in. So I have 5. We're going to go ahead and pop them. Okay. All right, I'm going to drop these into the canner. Let me bring you over so you can see that process. Okay, my water is not quite up to a boil yet, but I'm going to go ahead and drop my jars in. And we want to make sure that the water just covers the top, and it does. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pop my top on here. I'm going to watch for my cues. So when this starts to boil is when I start my timer for 40 minutes for pints, 45 for quarts. So I will bring you back at the end of my 40 minutes. Okay, now that our canner has been going for 40 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and take the top off. Super hot here. Now I don't want to completely remove this from the water. All I'm going to do is clip it to the top. We want this to cool down gradually. So we're going to let this sit in the hot water until it comes down to temperature. And I will bring you back once that is done. All right, now I'm going to take them out of the water and I'm going to place them on the counter. Normally you do this with tongs. I don't have my tongs. I need to invest in new tongs. All right, so at this point we just need the jars to completely cool down. And once they're cool, then you just put your date on there. And to test the tops, you can listen for the ping. And I was kind of hoping that one would do that while we were standing here. But once they're completely cool, you just put your date on them when you can them. And they will be good for 1 to 2 years on your shelf. What I do is I normally take the rings off when I store them. That way if there's a faulty lid, then I will know that right away and I'll know that the jar did not seal properly. But as they cool down, they will ping, and that's how you know they're sealed. And then before you put them on the shelf, you just push down on your jars, and if they don't push back up, then they are ready to go. All right, I hope you enjoyed this episode on canning. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, but I am sure glad that you came by today. If you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Definitely hit that like button. And we might have some more canning videos or preserving, or who knows. I have a knack for doing it all. So let me know what you'd like to see. All right. Thanks for stopping by today. Have a good one.